How you folks doing? Hero of None here with your Mundus Minute on August 28th, 2020. News, lecture merchant, and gold merchant stuff all in a few minutes. First up in the news. ESO Live was today, and they ran a community event running through some of the Stonethorn dungeons. I believe it was Stone Garden they finally decided on. And you can take a look at that on the link down below, which goes to twitch.tv/Bethesda for that event. Also to note, Stonethorn Dungeons DLC has gone live on most production servers. It should be going over to PTS coming up next week, I believe. And on top of that, you also have the AoE changes coming up on September 8th. During that event, you're going to have double AP in Cyrodiil while they're testing some of the changes they're looking at for AoEs. That will include a whole slew of tests. I'll put the link down below again so you guys can go through it again. But coinciding with that event, they also had the Imperial City event, which is going to happen on September 3rd, running through September 15th. The Imperial City event does not have the AoE changes on top of it, so if you go into Imperial City, it's going to be standard PvP as always. The AoE changes will still be occurring in Cyrodiil, however. So you're going to get double AP, or sorry, double AP inside Cyrodiil and double Telvars inside Imperial City. Now, let's take a look at the Luxury Merchant and the Golden Merchant for today. All right, so on the Luxury Merchant, the Luxury Merchant has changed in the location. Should show it here. Right outside now. And in here, you have Elsewhere's altars, gates, which actually open and close, a gateway, gazebo, sarcophagus, lid, and bottom. So interesting. I'd actually probably want to pick up some of these here. The gazebo is huge. It might be good for some big houses. And the garden gate is also kind of cool too. Now, next up on the Golden Merchant, Ring of the Air, stamina recovery, increase your range. You can detect sneaking enemies. That's not reducing it. And stamina recovery, as well as when you dodge roll dodge, your weapon and spell damage increased by 391 for 6 seconds. Not a great set in general. At one point it had like a kind of a meta because it could be used for a one-shot build. Those days are long and gone though. Also on the Golden Merchant for 150, Ring of the Hatchling, armor, max health, and gaining damage shield for 20% of your max health for 15 seconds, and it can occur every 15 seconds. Not a great set. I would probably say you could go with something like Ring of Imperium, which got a buff this last patch, given that anytime you take damage, you get a damage shield for you and your group for 1200, despite whatever health you have. Doesn't scale off anything, and has better stats in general. This one might be good if you're looking just to stack up armor, but probably just pass on it, especially gold level. Dune Ripper for 250k, max health, healing taken, and while you're blocking, your physical and spell resistance are increased by 5,310. Not a great set again. You have other sets that give you better resistance here. Just off the top of my head, not mechanical cutie. Shoot, what's the other one off of the Brass Fortress? Yes, Brass Fortress is a craftable. It gives you more physical and spell penetration in general, and gives you better 3 and 4 stats, I think. And Stormmaster's Ring, weapon critical, weapon damage, and we do critical damage with a fully charged heavy attack. Your light and heavy attacks deal an additional 1542 damage over 20 seconds. Effect occur once every 10 seconds. So I don't really like this set, but I know some people that do. Don't really understand why, but I do, from what I do understand, the damage that you do here will be stacking over the 10 seconds here. So this will hit this once. You're doing 1542, and then while it's still going, you'll hit it again and just refresh it all over again. Interesting, but not really something of my thing. If you guys have a build for it, go ahead, post it down below. And then on for helmets, we have Celtrix's, which did get a buff, but the dungeon is easy enough. I don't think you really should be spending gold to get the helmet here. If you really want to, just run it on. Let's just go get a pug. It's honestly an easy dungeon to run. You shouldn't have to be buying this from the gold merchant. The other one though is Veldress helmet, which if you want an alternative to something like Celine's Gaze, which may get a nerf at any time because patch things happen. Yeah, Veldress is a good alternative right now. I would probably pick up a copy if you don't already have one, and it's for 100k right now. It is a DLC dungeon, so if you don't have ESO Plus, or you're just simply not good enough to run the dungeon, it is nice to kind of pick it up now. All right, I'm Hero of None. That's Mundus Minute. See you all in Tamriel.